Hillary Clinton was asked if she'd release her Goldman Sachs speech transcripts, and her answer is quite telling.
Secretary Clinton, it's addressed to you, and it's about this issue of the speeches, particularly to Goldman Sachs. This is what the questioner wrote verbatim. I am concerned with the abuses of Wall Street has taken with the American taxpayers' money. And then she asked whether you would release the transcripts of your Goldman Sachs speeches, and then added, don't you think the voting public has a right to know what was said? But let's make that bigger. Are you willing to release the transcripts of all your paid speeches? We do know through reporting that there were transcription services for all of those paid speeches. In full disclosure, would you release all of them?
I will look into it. I don't know the status, but I will certainly look into it. But I can only repeat what is the fact, that I spoke to a lot of different groups with a lot of different constituents, a lot of different kinds of members about issues that had to do with world affairs. I probably described more times than I can remember how stressful it was advising the president about going after bin Laden. So my view on this is, look at my record. Look at what I am proposing. And we have a vigorous agreement here.
I love the way that ended, because that's actually the strategy I've been saying that Hillary should do from day one. Now, she hasn't most of the time, but notice how she reverts to that when she gets into trouble and when she gets caught. The idea of point to Bernie and go, me too, bro. Preach, Brother Bernie, preach. I'm with you on everything you've said. Because if she were to do that from day one, she already has higher name recognition. She's already a bigger celebrity. And if she's out there saying all the exact same things Bernie's saying, you're going to kneecap his momentum because you're already more famous and more people know you and you're saying the exact same things. Now, she hasn't been doing that, and that's one of the main reasons why Bernie's catching up. But again, it's so telling that when she gets caught on something, what does she do? This is where me and him, vigorous agreement. We really agree. Let me tell you, we really agree. I'm totally against Wall Street and against those banks. I'm totally against them. Really? Then why would you not release the transcript of your Goldman Sachs speeches where you got paid $675,000 for just a few speeches? Why wouldn't you release that? You know, it's weird. It's almost as if she has something to hide from the American people. Of course she does. In fact, we know from people that were there in the speech, it was a closed-door speech, but some people spoke to the media when they came out. They said that, yeah, no, she was defending the bankers and she was defending Wall Street, and she says that all the crap they get is not fair and it's unjust. And she's letting them know, hey, I'm with you guys. Wink and a nod. That's why she doesn't want it released. And of course, this is obscene because this is the biggest problem in the political system in America, is that we are an oligarchy. We do have politicians, almost all of them on the Republican side and most of them on the Democratic side, who represent Wall Street, who represent the rich, who represent the billionaires, who represent the special interests. And with the Democrats, with people like Hillary Clinton, these center-right corporatist Democrats, they have the nerve to pretend like, oh, me? No, I'm totally for the people. I'm like Bernie, let me tell you. I care a lot about the people. But meanwhile, the policies they push for are for the people in Goldman Sachs, who they, suck up to behind closed doors as they give speeches and tell them, oh, you're so downtrodden. You're so oppressed. And remember, guys, Goldman Sachs is particularly worse than every other, Wall Street firm. Why? Because they were some of the biggest criminals there. I mean, Bernie went on to say this in the debate. He said, fraud was a business model on Wall Street. That's true. That's true. People are trying to write articles and counter that. No. Look at what they did. Look at all the articles that came out when the crash happened and when we had the Great Recession. We speak about it all the time on the show. Goldman Sachs would sell the subprime mortgage packages, say, hey, look, they got a AAA rating. Of course, they paid off. They bought off the ratings agencies, so that's a lie that it's really AAA. They'd sell the packages to unsuspecting clients, saying, you're going to make a lot of money. Just invest in these, invest in these. And then as they were doing that, they would bet against those products and say, I bet that these things are going to blow up. They're going to fail. So you're not allowed to sell a product and pretend like it's good when you know it's bad and then bet on the product to fail. We have a term for that. It's called fraud. Fraud is the business model. So she goes to this criminal organization and tells them, oh, no, you guys are the oppressed ones. Everybody's wrong to come after you. No, I'm on your side. Oh, you're all the anti-banker, rhetoric that's going around here. It's not right. And then again, now she runs for president. She's like, I'm against Wall Street and I will fight them even though I take a tremendous amount of money for them and I do favors for them and my record shows it. But look at my record. Yes, we want to do that. We already know your voting record. There's a lot of problems there. Now release the transcripts. That's part of your record, but you don't want to do that because it proves everything Bernie is saying right.